following opinions are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain.
Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTEST.com, and today I'm on the new 310 Bowrider from Formula Boats. This one is outboard powered and also comes with a hardtop. I'm going to put it through a full performance evaluation and features inspection. Now, the swim platform is a great area to be gathering. It comes out 30 inches from the transom. There are 7-inch cleats to both sides, pull-up cleats so we don't have to worry about a tripping hazard. Rockford Fosgate remote control is over to the port hand side. In the center, look at this huge sun pad that actually has seat backs so we can make a nice lounge out of it, and there's storage underneath. And I always have to love the thoughtful touches with Formula. Look at this, in the storage compartment, a 12-volt receptacle for the air pump for filling up the water toys. Now when we move inside, these seat backs flip to become part of the cockpit seating. The cockpit features J-shaped seating. There are beverage holders all around, speakers, and grab handles, and notice that these forward seats can also flip ahead to join the crowd. And always with the fit and finish with Formula. Look at the nice materials, bead welting, logo, padded bulkheads, and of course we have tables that can add to the functionality of the area. These can also be lowered, cushions go on top to form a full sun pad. And I have to point out, these are substantial tables. They probably weigh 30 pounds maybe. All fiberglass, Corian insert, stainless steel beverage holders. And of course there's dedicated storage to starboard right underneath the seat. Now directly across is a wet bar, all Corian counters, beverage holders across the top. 2 hatches open up to reveal a sink, another sink connected to the fresh water, and then underneath, pull out refrigerated drawer. Now to the port hand side, there's a bench seat, and notice because it's padded all the way around, we can sit inward facing, forward facing, or aft facing. And of course, there's plenty of storage underneath. And I can't help but appreciate the thoughtful touch of these huge hinges. They're articulating, and notice that we also have a latch, so when we put the seat down, drop the front, it latches into place. Now just ahead, padded surface, even more beverage holders. They're just all over this boat. And when I open this up, it reveals the head compartment. Corian counters, mirrored cabinet. There's opening windows to both port and starboard. 53 inches of headroom, 35 inches of sitting headroom. And in addition to the opening windows, there's also a powered vent. And one more thing, I'd like to see a magnetic catch holding the door in the open position. Now, of course, the big news, all this is under the protection of the optional hardtop, and this is not your father's hardtop. This is actually an intricate work of art that includes pieces from the upholstery department as well. Speakers are backlit, LED lighting, and notice they're multicolored. My favorite part, of course, the opening sunroof. And as a fair-skinned Irish boy on a sunny day or even a rainy day like this, I really appreciate this. And notice we have an extendable sure-shade awning to put shade to this entire aft area, and Formula is nice enough to remind us that this is only for when the boat is not underway, and that's for any boat. Notice throughout the interior of the boat, there's snap-in matting. You can also go with Plasdeck faux teak decking or just the standard fiberglass non-skid. At the 22-inch wide walkthrough, there's storage to the starboard side. 2 doors, one of them makes the air dam for the walk-through windshield area. And notice we also have the actual Rockford Fosgate stereo. There are remotes located around the boat and another breaker panel. And if we remove the carpeting from the walk-through area, notice that we have storage in the deck that's big enough to hold skis and wakeboards. Now wrapping all the way around is the curved glass windshield. Notice that it's stainless steel framed. The walk-through portion latches in the open position. Closed, there are 2 latches, and notice how they're interconnected. Always appreciate that with Formula. The bow consists of the normal V seating, but it's got some unusual features. Notice that we can take one section out so we can make it into a forward-facing seat or leave it in and form a chaise lounge. We can also add filler cushions to make this all into a sun pad, and I really appreciate the flip-down armrests, not the flip-up armrests that have to have a latch released. And of course, the table adds to the functionality. And of course, to both bulkheads, speakers, USB charging ports, grab handles, drink holders, and courtesy lighting. And of course, there's storage underneath the seats, including an insulated cooler to the starboard side. Now at the bow rails surrounding both sides of the bow, there are plugs in sockets that will be receivers for stainless steel stanchions that will support a bow shade. The helm is nicely laid out, 12-inch display in the center and a 7-inch vessel view display over to the side. So we've got full instrumentation on one or both screens. There's a soft touch dash up on top, leather wrapped steering wheel. Also, this one comes with a JPL, so we've got joystick docking. Just behind we have the Bennett trim tabs for the ride. This boat also has the auto trim for the engines, the digital throttle and shift, drink holder, and I like the thoughtful touch of adding someplace to put your phone. There's a grab handle, beverage holder, and I always appreciate the thoughtful touch of an inductive charging mat for your cell phone. Down below, rocker switches are all grouped accordingly, Rockford Fosgate stereo, and a VHF. And notice that we've also got a remote control for this forward display right on top of the dash. And I always appreciate the thoughtful touch of a trash receptacle at the helm. I like that the seats are two across. Not only do we have somebody joining us at the helm, we have a second set of eyes looking forward. They also include flip-up bolsters. And notice the subwoofer down below. Now, because this is outboard powered, what used to be the engine compartment is now cavernous storage. And just look at the size of this. Wife, kids, cat, dog, mother-in-law, everything can fit in here, and it opens on an electrically actuated lift. To the starboard side, there's a power steering motor with a fuel filter just behind, 2 engine start batteries, another power steering motor with its fuel filter, battery charger, and then the house battery just ahead of that. I'd kind of like to see this section here be fixed so that we can still go in and out the cockpit with the hatch open. Now, just as we come inside the cockpit, open this door, and we have access to the battery switches and the main breaker panel. And notice that there are also charging posts that we can also connect an inflator pump to. All the way forward are 2 9-inch cleats flanking the anchor locker, which opens up and is supported by a gas assist strut. There's a Lumar windlass inside leading to a through the stem stainless steel anchor roller. Road access is right to the sides, and the 2 control switches are just ahead. Operational aspects continue at the swim platform, where we have the shore power inlet, city water inlet, and over to the port hand side there's a freshwater flush, one connection for both engines, which in this case are twin 350 horsepower. We can get 300s, or we can go up to the 400 or 400 racing. And we all know about the Formula Flex program that lets you customize the boat. Take a look at these cowlings that are painted to custom match the hull sides. And talk about customer service. Formula is even thoughtful enough to consider that you might run out of gas. All formulas now come with a 5-year Seatone membership, and it's transferable. The Formula 310 Bowrider has a length overall of 34 feet 10 inches, a beam of 9 feet 6 inches, and a draft of 37 inches. The hardtop brings the empty weight to 10,750 pounds, and with 70% fuel and 3 people on board, we had an estimated test weight of 11,901 pounds. With the twin 350 horsepower Mercury Verados turning 18-pitch Rev4 props and wound up to 6,000 RPM, our speed topped out at 49 miles per hour. Best cruise came in at 5,000 RPM and 39.6 miles per hour. At that speed, the 33.1 gallon per hour fuel burn translated into 1.2 miles per gallon and a range of 140 statute miles, all while still holding back a 10% reserve of the boat's 130-gallon total fuel capacity. We had a 4.7 second average time to plane, and she'll stay on plane right on down to 17.5 miles per hour. We passed through 20 miles per hour in 6.4 seconds and through 30 in 10.2.
Well, the 310 Bowrider is an exciting boat to drive. She's really responsive with the outboards. When you get it up to speed and up on plane, add a couple of touches of down tab, and it'll give it more of a solid ride. Now, if you put her into a hard turn, she will bleed off a little bit of speed in the turn, so don't be shy about adding throttle as you make the turn. When you come out of the turn and straighten out, then you can back off on the throttle again and maintain your speed. Now, what's cool about these performance turns is I'm trimmed for running, and I got no ventilation out of the props, none. Let me try it going in the other direction now. Still nothing, no ventilation. Great handling boat. One thing I really like about Formula boats is the visibility. I'm seeing right through the windshield whether we're at idle speed or up on plane. Usually I'm looking at either the windshield frame or the dashboard, something like that, but not with Formula, right through the windshield. It's a nice, exciting boat to drive.
I have to say, a lot of the performance coming out of this boat has to do with the fact that the outboards are mounted to an Armstrong bracket and not a pocket inside the swim platform. There's no vibration, and I know it has a lot to do with the fact that I get no ventilation from these propellers. Of course, we had a calm test day, but crossing wakes showed no surprises or adverse effects. We made a smooth transition through the chop with no hull slap or pounding, and the ride remained dry. So now I wanted to get a good feel for how the joystick functions on this boat. A lot of times they're not dialed in on some boats. Formula seems to get it right every time. And as I'm coming in here, not having to make any strange adjustments, just bringing it right over sideways, and it's coming right along. So if we were to pretend that this was the dock, I'm right up against it. Excellent maneuverability on the joystick. Well, she's got a layout for spending all day on the water, the fit and finish that we've come to expect from the brand, and the handling characteristics to go along with it. It all comes together in the new 310 Bowrider from Formula Boats, and that's my full features inspection and performance evaluation. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.